welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a long time, or actually has it, because this might be the second video that guys, I need to clean my hands. So this story is going to be a crazy story time about my first boyfriend. He scammed me. He scammed me of every penny that I earned as a uni student. Okay, so let's talk about it. Not going to say any names, not that he doesn't even live here anymore, but anyway, not going to say any names. So basically, this story time is mad. It's embarrassing. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing. But anyway, so what happened was, okay, I was in uni, I was 19, I was naive, I was dumb, okay? And the thing is, I didn't have any experience with boys before that. I had this one dumbass boyfriend you have in college where you don't even do anything with them. This was my first proper love. This was my first proper in love, butterflies, everything, okay? So, this guy was a foreign student from Nigeria, okay? He had money, he had racks, yeah? His dad was sent him and his sister to school in this country, obviously paying international fees, 12k a year up front, like that, yeah? Okay, he was living in very nice accommodation. He was wearing Balenciaga and all type of designers. Okay, and I didn't like him. He was not my type. He was super skinny. He just wasn't my type, and I just didn't like him. Bearing in mind, my best friend was just like, Abby, do you not like enjoyment? You should give him a chance. And I wasn't trying to hear that. But you know, after someone has just been persistent with you, persistent, it was so persistent. One day at my friend's lingerie birthday party or whatever, yeah, he came and he was wearing a cap. And I don't know what that cap did to him, but with that cap on, I just was like, oh my gosh, this boy is handsome. Is really looking good to me, okay? And he's never looked good to me before, but with this cap on, I just felt like I fancied him, and there was no going back from there. There was just no going back from there. He came in and he was like, I was just trying to act all shy and oh, I don't want to come out, no, I don't want to talk to the guys. And then he come in the room and then I kissed him and he had my red lipstick on his face when he went outside, and they were like, oh, his boys were bare hyping him because he's been chasing me for ages and I refused him for ages. And then they were bare gassing him because he kissed me. That's when the whole drama started, okay? That was the worst mistake of my life, but I made it, and I have to line it. So before that, he would buy me food. He bought me this perfume, Juicy Couture perfume, couture, and we weren't even together. He would buy me loads of things to try and buy my love, but I was like, no, fuck off. But then I saw him one day with this hat that was side and sideways, and I just fell in love, okay? And then after that, we started seeing each other. We started spending time with each other. I would stay at his house for days. I would always want to be with him. I really liked him. Now, this is what I should have known. The first time he took me out to the cinema, actually, he took me back to his and tried to do stuff with me, and I was like, fuck off. That was the first ever time, and that's when I didn't like him. That came to me, I should have known the type of guy he was. Why are you trying to beat after the first cinema day? Are you mad? But anyway, yeah, I used to stay over at his house and stuff and everything, yeah? But he was acting a bit different. So when he was pursuing me, he was always at my house, he was always at my door, he was always checking up on me, he always wanted to know where I was, blah, blah, blah. When he finally got me, he stopped all that crap. And he wouldn't talk to me for ages, and sometimes he'll be with his guys, and then he would just leave me at the side. Whenever he wanted to talk to me, he would talk to me, and I was in love by that point, so I was just like, why does he like me? Suffering, okay? That was the first time that he wasn't shit. Then the next sign was that we were spending more and more time together, and his parents were then going through this financial they were going through some financial shit, but he never asked me for money in the beginning. He never asked me for money. But at summer, he had to go back to Nigeria. He went back to Nigeria for 2 months for summer. At that point, I was literally seeing him, apart from when he was fucking me about, I was seeing him quite a lot, at least 3 times 4 times a week and staying over. So when he went back to Nigeria, I really missed him. Like, I went into this depressive phase, a young 19 stupid girl. Altogether, I was just depressed, and I would text him and I would call him, and he would take literally 24 hours to reply, if not more. He wouldn't try and call me, he wouldn't try and text me. He was fucking playing about with my feelings, yeah. And then when he came back from Nigeria, I met him. Like, he came back and I met him in front of the gallery or whatever, in front of the I'm now exposing what uni I went to, in front of the mall, okay. And then he saw me and he was like kind of like astonished, because I think he forgot how pretty I was. Fuck you. But he kind of forgot how pretty it was. And then he told me, he was like, oh yeah, in Nigeria I was thinking that when I came back I'll break things off of you, but when I saw you again I realized that I didn't want to. Are you kidding me? Like, have you got brain cells? So we went out and stuff, and like we got back onto the groove of things. He moved into another house, like off campus to another campus, which was like 20-minute walk from my campus, if that. So I would stay with him literally all the time. He would tell me not to go to placement and I wouldn't go to placement. This is when he started to get really broke, okay? So the first time he asked me for money was £30 for an electricity bill. No, it was food in the house, because him and the other 2 guys were putting money in the house for food. So he asked me for £30 to borrow him for the food money, and I gave it to him. After that, it kept coming out like that. So he would ask me for money to buy food or for lights, because they would have no light or heating in the house, because it was his turn to pay and he didn't have any money, so I would pay for it. And it started coming like that. So £30, £50, £30 here, £40 here. I don't know how much money it was, but every month it was a certain amount, every week it was a certain amount. I don't think there was a week I went without giving him money. Bearing in mind, I'm a student, and I started working as well in this care home because I just needed more money, and I didn't realise I needed more money because it was fucking broke. But oh my god, look, these are all from, like, when I get stressed I get like eczema patches. It's so bad. Like, anyway, so he started borrowing money from me like that. We started arguing because I know you shouldn't do this, but I would check his laptop and I would check his phone, and he was always talking to girls, and I was always catching. And even though he said they never met up, they never did anything, he was always flirting with girls. Every time we argued, so this is about 4 times, he threw his phone, so the screen would break. So he threw his phone like 3 times when we argued, and these 3 times his screen broke, and I paid for it, okay? One time, like, I was like, you know, this time I was certain I was going to break up with him, but he was crying and stuff, and he threw his phone and blah, 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 and I forgave him and I fixed his phone 3 times. That cost me like £70, £60 each time I fixed his phone. Like, it was iPhone 7 back then. Yeah, like 3 times I fixed his phone, 70 times, 3 times, okay? The 4th time he did it, I did not want to fix his phone. I told him, look, I'm not fixing your phone. He begged me. I fixed his phone. He then fixed that phone, but the next time I saw him, he had a new phone. And I was like, what happened to the phone I just fixed? And he was like, oh yeah, I got a new phone. And I was like, so why did I waste my money fixing that phone? And why didn't you tell me that you got a new phone? But I was so calm about it. And he was like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. He didn't really know how to explain himself, but he got himself out of it. Okay, and that's fine, whatever. I just let it go. Never again, but I let it go, okay? Then I realised that he would come to me and start asking for more amounts of money. Like, he was involved with these dodgy people, these fraud people, yeah? He got involved with these fraud people. So one time he asked me for £100. I was like, listen, whatever your fucking name is, let's call him S, I need to stop giving you money because I need money to, I'm actually a uni student, and I'm broke myself. I can't be giving you money like that, and I don't rely on my parents like that anymore. And he was like, oh please, like, he backed me up to the corner of the wall, I remember this, and he was just like holding me and begging me, and I still said no. I think after that he realized he has to have some sort of way of getting money off me, and it's not going to be the way that he wants to. Like, it's not going to be the way about asking me for money, because I refused. So one time he asked for my bank details, like my bank card, like the front of my bank card, and he was like, oh, if you give it to me, we'll make loads of money, and I'll give you like £500 from it, and I'll start paying you back. Bearing in mind, this guy owed me like, at that point he owed me like, I don't know, maybe £400, £500, I don't know, man. Phone bills, shopping, gas, light, electricity, upkeep, presents, blah blah blah. I don't know how much money he owed me. I stopped giving count, but he promised me this, and I was not stupid enough. I know fraud. I know what those guys were doing. They were banging F. I knew that if I gave him my card, he was going to rob my bank of money completely. I said, no, even if you think you're going to get £500 from this, you're nuts. Like, I'm going to have no money in my account. But he kept begging me and I never agreed. So one time I left my card in his house. I don't know how, but I accidentally left my card in his house. Bearing in mind, when I was paying for things, this guy paying for things, now that I think back to him, he used to watch me put my pin in. And I don't know why I didn't realise that he was watching me put my pin in, but he used to watch me put my pin in, yeah? So I left my card at his house. The next day I called him. I was like, oh, did I leave my card at your house? Because I can't find my card. And he was like, oh no, you never left your card at your house. He was like, I can't see it. Check around your house, check around your place. If not, just cancel your card and get a new card. Just cancel your card and get a new card. So I was like, okay. I couldn't find it anyway. I called the bank. I was like, I can't find my card. Can I cancel my card? Plus, is any money being withdrawn? And they're like, yeah, yesterday, £350. I was like, what? £350? I said, I didn't withdraw money, £350. And they're like, yeah, but you put your pin in and went and you took the money out. This was not an online transaction or anything. This was you putting your money in the card, in the ATM and taking £350 out. And I was just so perplexed. I cancelled the card and I put up like you know when you do that investigation, so I told them to investigate it. They came back to me and couldn't give me back the money because the person withdrew the money with my pin. They were like, you need to investigate someone you know, because someone you know has probably taken money from you, but we can't give it back. So like a fool, I asked him, instead of telling him he took my money, I asked him, I was like, did you take my money? He was like, no, why would I do that? I would never do that. Why would you even ask something like that? I would never do that. I would never take your money. After all you do for me, why would I take your money? Blah, 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 blah. I asked my best friend. She was like, he took your money, Abigail. Don't be fucking stupid. I asked my other friend, did you take my money? She was like, he took your money. I asked my older sister, did you take my money? He took your money. I asked my younger sister, did you take my money? They all told me he took my money. But I was trying to believe that he would never do that, especially after all I did for him. And I loved him so much. I just thought he would never do that to me. So then, I confronted him again and again and again, and he kept lying. Until one day I said to him, look, I'm going to have to go to the police and I'm going to have to get them to like check the cameras and who took the money out and stuff like that. And he was like begging me not to go. He was like, oh, but you know they would suspect me because I'm from Nigeria and all of this trash and you shouldn't do that. So I didn't do it. But then a week later, I was like to him, I'm literally tired of this. I know you took the money, so I don't know why you're lying to me. And he confessed. He was like, yeah, I took the money and I'm really sorry and I'm going to pay you back and I love you and things like that. And that's when I realised I had to break up with him. And when I broke up with him, all of my feelings just vanished. It's like this voodoo, juju, whatever thing he did to me just left me. And I just realised, I was like, oh my God, I'm free. I'm free from this bondage of giving this boy money, of supporting him financially. He was literally emotionally manipulating me all the time about how broke he was and how I don't care about him enough to give him money. So I realised, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can actually be free now. I can actually leave this guy alone and, you know, have a life. Bearing in mind, he tried so many times. He tried to come back to me and I like, you know, I let him stay over at my house like twice because I'm stupid. And then he would like, I realised that he was stressing me out. I'd have placement in the morning. I have to wake up at 5 a.m. He'll be sitting on the chair at midnight. He'll wake me up and he'll be like, did you ever cheat on me? Excuse me? After you robbed me of nearly 1k, basically, £700, I don't know, basically, probably 1k. You're asking me if I cheated on you. Do you think someone who's not in love can cheat? I was just like, what the I realised he was nuts. Like, after that, I told him not to come back to my house. I don't care where you are. He would text me in the midnight and be like, oh, I'm out. I don't have anywhere. I'd be like, okay, what's that got to do with me? And yeah, to this day, he still texts me occasionally and tells me he misses me and he will never get over me and stuff. You know, he, to be honest, we were 19 at that time. So I like to believe that people change. So maybe he has actually changed, but really it's not my business. But yeah, That's what happened to me, and I never actually got any of that money back. Imagine what, like, let's be reasonable. Let's say 350, 7 times 4, I don't know how much pounds that is, like 140 plus another 140, 280. Let's say, like, let's say he took like £800 from me. That's me being like reasonable. It's probably more, but let's say he in total he managed to get £800 from me. £800 is a lot of money. Like, I could use that money for a lot of things. I would love to have that. If you're watching this, yeah, I want my money back, okay? But yeah, it was a hard, tough time. But that was my first love. Apparently it was a negative experience, but that was my first love. That's what happened. That's how he scammed me. Like, you know, Nigerian 419, you don't want to believe it, but in some cases it's real, sis. It's real. If he's giving you dumb signs, just make sure you're smart. I feel like this has happened to me 2 times where I've given guys money and they've bloody used me. Now I would never. The minute you ask me, I don't care if you're actually genuine, the minute you ask me for £10 to £100 to how much ever money, I'm just going to be like to you, I'm not the girl to ask. I'm really sorry. Not that I wouldn't date someone that doesn't have like, is not able to support themselves financially. I probably would. But if you're asking me for money left, right and centre, hello, the door is there. The dustbin is there. Pick. Because you ain't coming to me. You ain't coming to me. But you know, that's what happened. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't judge me. I know I'm stupid, but everybody makes mistakes. But yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's how I was robbed of a good amount of money. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Snapchat. And I love you, and bye. Peace out, A-Town.